So the portal, the mobile tool and the portal, I think has been more customer friendly, and they've appreciated how customer friendly it is. Again, our staff spend a lot of time, our social workers spend a lot of time in the field.
Yep.
Our eligibility workers recognize that a lot of the people we serve don't have access to they use, that's what they use a lot is their mobile phone for everything. And so having a portal that was easier for them to come into and to upload papers and to do things like that was easier. I know that for us with the portal on our eligibility side, our eligibility supervisor made the decision that we weren't going to we weren't going to use the state's uploading anymore. We were only going to use this one because it was more secure, it was quicker, and it was easier to use for our people, and it wasn't so complicated. So I think for us, we found it to be more customer friendly. Our staff have enjoyed, I mean, our staff don't complain about the changes or about the upgrades. They enjoy it. Most of our staff, we've created systems for teaching like any agency, our technology knowledge is on a spectrum and on a scale.
Yeah.
Some are really tech savvy, some are not very tech savvy. So what we've done is created kind of what we call like a group of super users that learn it and then they teach their peers. And so we haven't had a huge amount of issue as we roll out new things. We tend to use that process for it. And then as they start to see it being used and start to their peers teach them how to use it and they see it being used in the field with clients, they start to use it more often. I think initially we had some issues with just using it often enough because learning it just took time to learn it. But once we did that, it seemed like and when we had that issue, it was interesting to me. It was actually CaseWorks that alerted me and said, hey, we feel like maybe your social workers aren't using some of the functionalities that they could. Could we come back and teach them more? And I was like, oh, yeah, sure. And so they did. And I think that was helpful for our staff. And so now we've kind of created a process for teaching them. So for us, the mobile, we do a lot of mobile things. And so that our staff haven't had issue using any of that kind of stuff. And the people that we serve seem to be appreciating. That's what my staff have said is that they have seemed to be appreciating the option and the functionality of it and the quickness of it.
Yeah.
But we struggled at first, especially because our child welfare unit has the most turnover. And so I'd think, oh yeah, they know it. And then we'd have new people come in and I'm like, who's teaching them that?
Yeah.
And so that's why we went to more of a super user format so that they have people in each unit who is responsible for making sure they learn it and it's not like at first it was go watch all those videos. No, we sit down and we show them and we teach them. And now we show them in the field. Like as we train, it's part of what we train on in the field. They go in the field and they use it and because I think it is important that people see how it benefits them in actual use, not in theory, but in use. And so that's what we do. It's the same with clients. Like I've seen my staff in the entryway being like, okay, here's how you use the mobile. Like this is how you do it. Then this is what you do next time. And it's helpful for them to see that and to show them how this benefits you. See, that takes 5 minutes instead of 20 minutes. And you don't even have to drive in here if you don't want to.
Yeah.
And so I think it's been, my staff have embraced technology for the most part. We work really hard at trying to make it as painless as possible and acknowledging that it can be painful and it's okay.
Yes.
It's all right. We'll work through the pain and figure it out. We talk a lot. So in the process of our merger, I think the most important thing we did was change management, was talking about change. Change is difficult and with change, we need to take people where they are, not where we want them to be and help them get to where they need to be. And everyone isn't going to be at the same place at the same time. It's okay. It's okay. We accept that people are at different spots on the spectrum and we respect that and help them figure out where they need to be. But we don't, not everyone there's not one way to get to the end and there's not one answer for everything and change is hard. It's even hard. I tell them all the time, it's even hard for me who initiated it. It's even hard for the people who thought that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Everyone struggles with it. It's okay. We'll struggle together. We've done a lot of security upgrades and we went to dual authentication or multi-factor authentication. Oh, it's painful.
It is.
And I say, I know it's painful, right? I get it. It's extremely painful, but we do it. We don't have people hacking into our system. So